much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Whether they like it or not. That doesn't sound very peaceful. Let's talk about it.
Because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way. But if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way.
Okay, so by now you know that this current administration wants to acquire Greenland. There's a lot of news and information about this topic, but I just want to lead off and say they've already acquired Venezuela. They've already done Putin-esque stuff, okay? I wonder when it's gonna stop, honestly. So I have to say off the top, it's kind of funny that he talks about Russia and China not wanting them to be neighbors. He doesn't want them to have a strategic advantage. That's one of the main points behind all of this. But seriously, he's just doing what Putin is doing, just with a better military, which yes is scarier for sure. You don't say whether they like it or not if you're merely being diplomatic. That is an or else statement. Okay, so I won't read through all the details, pause at your leisure, but Greenland apparently is strategic for more ways than one. If a rival country were to take it over, yes, it would appear they would have an advantage. However, ownership seems to be a bit too far. Again, pause at your leisure. Too far until you read this. Greenland is in Greenland, sorry, is incredibly rich in untapped natural resources that are critical for modern technology. Again, pause at your leisure. Read the bottom right here. Greenland holds massive deposits of lithium, titanium, gold, and zinc. By acquiring the island, the U.S. would secure domestic supply of these minerals, reducing reliance on Chinese imports. And you know how the whole import-export situation has been going since he has taken office. The rest of the world has been moving away from us as far as trade goes, and we have been moving away from them. So this actually makes a lot more sense. Again, pause at your leisure. This would also be an advantageous shipping route location, which again, we've seen how trade is going between our country and the rest of the world. Let me know what you think about this, but this seems to be a far more of an economic advantageous situation than it is a military might one. Again, look at Venezuela. Right. First they were saying those boats were dangerous, and then it came out it was about the oil, well, minerals in this case, advantageous trade routes in this case. Now, here's something that you might not have known. Apparently, the U.S. Tried to buy Greenland twice before. As you heard from our fearless leader, money might not even be on the table. At least these previous administrations were gonna flash some dough. But again, Greenland has repeatedly said that they are not for sale. I've seen some people say that this is just a 4D chess move to get Greenland and Denmark to take their security more seriously, so Russia and China just don't come over there and take it. But it sounds like if either they do that or the US does, there's going to be a lot of uh, upset countries. Either way, it looks like a big old WW situation. If either our country or one of theirs were to do something like that. I think another thing that's very interesting about all of this too is the US has a good sized military force over there. They even have a space base, which I thought was kind of cool. I didn't know that. They can basically increase forces as they need to. Though again, that 4D chess move that I'm hearing some people claim, it would appear we already spend plenty of money over there. We're already over there. We already have missile defense over there. We already have space surveillance. The money's already being spent. And hey, with all that tariff money and now soon oil money, you think they could afford a bit more. So that argument feels kind of weird. Also, I do agree. It's kind of a dangerous tactic. I mean, especially when it comes to NATO, at the very least, you would think that that's a bigger danger to this world, the eroding of NATO, than needing to own Greenland. Because again, we already have military forces there and we can increase as we need to. Oh, and just one other thing. I saw this one lady talk about it. Oh, see if I can find her post. She says these things way more eloquently than me, but she reminded me Russia and Alaska are like 55 miles apart. I just wanted to throw it out there. It's funny that Trump was saying he didn't want Russia and China too close, but we're already neighbors with Russia. We bought Alaska from them, anyways. Okay, last bit. Recent news. Danish foreign minister, Greenlandic foreign minister, U.S. Vice President, and Marco Rubio. They have formed a special working group. They haven't met yet, but it's supposed to alleviate this pressure. We'll have to wait and see what happens if this is gonna be another Venezuela. And if you're curious on if any of his claims are accurate at all about Russia and China's interest in Greenland, apparently China's been exploring quite a few economic and scientific routes over there. Nothing that is outright as the easy way or the hard way, as our country's putting it. But that has been happening, and Russia apparently has been opening military bases on their soil largely. Uh, all along the Arctic. We don't know for what reason, but they're doing it. We have seen joint military exercises from both of those countries near that area. But again, and this is very important to state, if they were to do that, the US can just increase their forces. They don't have to buy the country or not or force themselves onto the country. That's the weird part to me. NATO's already all over this, so they're helping out too. It'd be a massive WW situation for sure. But none of this shows me why we would have to buy or acquire that country or even play this 4D chess game with them if that's what's really going on. All we would need to do is increase our forces and just be very aware with the other countries. Hey, that danger is possible. What can we do to mitigate that? But again, I don't think it's about that. I think this is about bad money choices over here and how they are looking to mitigate those bad money choices by looking at other countries and their resources. That's what I think. But only time will tell. But let me know what you think. Like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment if you do or don't. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.